Keeping the playlist moving here on Chairshot Reality on WrestlingInc.com. Myself, Justin LeBar, with the other CSR original down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He is Josh Eisenberg, and Josh, it is, of course, all a game of bragging rights at Survivor Series. Team Raw, captained by Kurt Angle, up against Team SmackDown, captained by Shane McMahon. We have the teams complete now, and I ask you, which is a bigger surprise of these final members announced? Is it John Cena, just announced on social media randomly to be part of Team SmackDown, or is it Jason Jordan, obviously the most inexperienced and least credible on the red brand?
I think it's John Cena, to be honest with you. We haven't seen John Cena in quite some time. We've seen all the star power really on SmackDown revolve more around the young and up-and-coming stars like a Bobby Roode and a Shinsuke Nakamura, sprinkled in with the veterans of Randy Orton and Shane McMahon, if you want to call Shane McMahon a veteran. But I don't think people saw John Cena participating in Survivor Series just because he hasn't been around for a couple of months. The last time we saw him, he was really just working on Raw against Roman Reigns. So what's the point of him being a guy that's fighting for Team SmackDown? I didn't understand it. So I'm more surprised about John Cena just because I think Jason Jordan needs that opportunity to shine with these main event guys. And I'm interested to see how he does. I think he might be the first eliminated, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was the last man standing.
I don't think I could be surprised about John Cena considering it's the old man's club over on the blue brand. Do you realize Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura are the youngest on Team SmackDown at age 37? So John fits right in. No, but you know, you're right. It is out of nowhere with Cena. I was under the impression, I know there was other reports, and it kind of seemed like that they might put Cena in a special referee capacity. Maybe, again, I kind of thought we'd eventually see Cena versus Jinder Mahal. Obviously, we've touched on that this weekend. The Jinder's not champion right now. So yeah, Cena is a surprise. Jason Jordan, you got to figure Jordan being put on this. November is when WrestleMania tickets go on sale. November is when you start hearing about the WrestleMania card going from pencil to pin in the writers' room. So you got to start to wonder if this is the beginning of the build for whatever the payoff is. As I've stated over and over, and we've talked about, I think Jason Jordan, we find out is exploiting, and obviously not really Kurt's son, and it leads to a match. So I don't think I could see Jason Jordan being the last man standing on the same team that has a Braun Strowman, but you certainly got to think that he's going to have a pivotal role, teaming with his father.
Well, and I also think, Justin, there could be some sort of dissension between Kurt and Jason during this match, something very small, if they really do want to go along with Kurt Angle versus Jason Jordan at WrestleMania. But like I said last week, and the thing I've been harping on the most, I don't know who the biggest beneficiary of this match is now. John Cena can easily be one of the first two guys eliminated, and then, there's that John Cena, why does he have it anymore, storyline that we felt like we've been talking about for the past, couple of years, maybe 5 years, that he's still having against these young guys. But then you look at guys like Braun Strowman, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode, there's so many young and up-and-coming guys that may or may not have been champion before that WWE should invest in this match. I'm just scared that they're going to go away and this match isn't going to mean anything. And think about it like this. Nobody in their right mind thought Dolph Ziggler would be the last man standing in the Survivor Series a couple of years ago when Sting debuted in WWE. Who does it? Who's the last man standing? And what's the point of them being the last man standing? Is there any importance to this match? I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm afraid. Again, it's hard to book around Braun not being a guy that sticks around. But I am worried though that while we are
who was it? There he is. It sounded better. You had that deep voice in you now. It's like you're 3 whiskeys in, Justin. Wouldn't be surprised if you are.
Not important. But I'd have to say it's hard to book around Braun there. But I do feel that while this match is got star power all over the place, I do think that we're going to get distracted, and it's all going to become just about Kurt, and then by extension Shane, and Kurt holding on to his job, and so and I guess I don't want to damn it to hell all the way right now. But I'm going to be very critical on how they do that to have a match that has all these potential plot and storylines. And depending on what takes the focal point could really, irk me the wrong way, because you got to.
Yeah, I agree. Does this end Survivor Series though, or do you have to go Brock and AJ?
I was just going to ask you the same thing. I kind of feel since Brock and AJ, there's no title on the line, and because Survivor Series is, this Shane versus Angle match, with the Under Siege stuff, that really seems to be the focal point of storyline, especially considering the Brock versus AJ, which just was being made with a week and a half, a build. So I'm gonna say the 5-on-5 does end the show because of all those factors.
Yeah, I think so too, because they've been getting the most time, and there's this emergency change. And I think Vince even realized himself whenever he decided to give AJ the championship that, you don't need a long storyline between Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles for their first interaction, because that's not what they do anymore. Unfortunately, with the network specials once a month, sometimes 2 times a month, brand splitting everything, you don't necessarily need a long storyline between the two guys. Styles and Lesnar have had multiple matches before. This is the first time, and fans both love these two guys. So I think the 5-on-5 ends, but the 5-on-5 ends and it doesn't end with something shocking to come out of it, it's going to be an extremely big letdown. Survivor Series is known for controversy, Justin, and they have to do something controversial to end the night.
Survivor Series is known for screw jobs. Is it big enough, or is it too obvious if Jason Jordan does a big screw job to Kurt Angle and we find out that Stephanie or Triple H are behind it?
It might be too soon. I think there's a better chance that we see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn potentially screwing things over. But with the reports of them being sent home, you never know what the hell's going to happen. I think everything's in pencil right now, nothing's in pen.
Yeah, and that's actually sometimes very exciting because it keeps all of us on the edge. All right, coming up next video, next segment, Josh and I will talk about Pete Dunne. Where does he belong? We'll break it down.